We're thinking about summer, and we're thinking about vacations. I'm always thinking about vacations, though, no matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. I don't care. But a lot of you, though, kids are out of school, and we are really wanting to plan those vacations. So Vacation Roost, we talk with Troy Flagg from Vacation Roost every single Tuesday, and he's got a great 5-week plan for us to really talk about how to plan that vacation. Mr. Troy, how are ya?
I'm great. How is everybody?
Good, good. I mean, you are so good. I mean, you've got tips for Vacation Eve. You've got tips for where to buy watches for Father's Day. You've got tips for this, that, and everything. This man's got it all, don't you?
Yes, and what we're going to do over the next 5 weeks is talk about, like 1 week we're going to talk about the planning, the execution, the during, the after, all of those kind of things. So basically we're going to go through the planning and the booking and that kind of process.
But it's not a 5-week process when they're doing this. Is it?
Sometimes
or
it
sometimes
can
it be?
Sometimes it can be a couple of months, especially
if it's a huge vacation?
Or if it's a very important vacation, you know, especially into going into things. I think a honeymoon can be a couple of months.
It could be a couple months trying to get that exact honeymoon you want. So tell us the 5 steps we're going to do over the next 5 weeks.
We're going to talk about planning, the booking, the in-process, the flying there or traveling there, your lodging, and then also on the ground.
Which flying right now can be pretty sticky, especially if you're going to different parts of the United States. I mean, with the weather is just crazy right now.
It's crazy.
So
and we got an airstrike going on with Spirit. And
people think that once they get on the plane, your worries are gone. I mean, that's how I am. I get on the plane and I'm like, whew. But a lot of times things can go terribly, terribly wrong, and you've got to be prepared for that.
I remember one time I was going to Hawaii, and we had plans for dinner with a whole bunch of people that night, and we ended up sitting in LA for a few hours.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
That's when you camped out at the airport? That's so fun. I love doing that.
So yeah, just because you got on the plane doesn't mean you're
It doesn't,
there.
No. So let's start with the planning.
Okay, a couple of things in the planning. The first thing that's most important is know where you're going and do some research ahead of time, especially if you're going to a place like Africa or Southeast Asia. Yes. Are
you talking know where you're going, like if you looked at a map, you could go, okay, I'm going to be there? Because honest and truly, I think I've done that before, where I'm going somewhere and I go, where is this country I'm going to? You know, I mean, you're looking at all of Europe and you're going, am I on the western side or the eastern side? I have no idea.
Or Southeast Asia, I'm going to Vietnam and Cambodia. Are those two near each other?
Yeah, exactly. Sure. So are you talking knowing where you're going on a map, or knowing where you're going if, say you're going to Africa, know the shots you need ahead of time?
The shots are important, but knowing where you're going, knowing a little bit about what's going on there. I had some people going to Thailand last fall, and that was when the political unrest started, and it was important to know, like, what's going on in Bangkok, what's going on in So, but as far as the shots, if you're going to a malaria place, a place that has malaria in there,
you've got to get malaria pills,
and you've got to do it well in advance. You need to start taking the medications up to 6 weeks beforehand. If you go to the CDC.gov, they have a list of all the countries and all the medicines that you need ahead of time, the shots, the immunizations, all of that ahead of time. But also your travel agent should be able to help you with all of this. And so we're giving you this information, both whether you're doing it on your own, which we don't always advise, or if you're going with a travel agent, make sure that they're doing everything that they need to for you.
It's one thing to plan a simple trip, but it's another to try and plan a huge European tour. You know, when I did my European tour, I went to a travel agent, and it was so convenient for her to say, look, if you go from this place to this place, it's X amount of miles. You can easily get there by a quick flight, or you can easily jump on, you know, the E-Rail, or you know, I mean, whatever it was.
For example, with the Eurail, how many days?
What did I say? E-Rail.
Same thing.
I was thinking Euro, E-Rail. Thank you.
If you're going on it, you know, some people just get the unlimited pass and they're like, okay, I'm set for 3 months. But maybe you don't need that. You don't necessarily have to spend $400 if you're only going to do 5 days on the train.
Exactly.
So it's important to have that planned out. And where you're going to be going.
And I think one of the best things about going to a travel agent is I think you guys have seen all sides of everything. I mean, I know you're presented with different options and different disasters and different successes all the time, but you also have situations where you say, okay, I've sent someone here and this is the feedback I got.
Right.
And that helps so much in the planning of this is what you should do with your vacation, this is what you shouldn't do.
Well, and anymore, there's also like TripAdvisor.com, where even if we haven't been there or we haven't sent somebody there, somebody else has gone there. And these places are open to the general public now, so you can go online to TripAdvisor and look at the hotel and see what people say about things. Now, sometimes somebody has a bad experience just with one person there, and it totally clouds their review. So you need to read all of the reviews in their entirety.
I agree.
You know, and also read some of the trade magazines, or read, you know, like Condé Nast, about different destinations that you might be interested in, because they'll tell you about the little hamburger joint that's on the side of the road that has the best hamburgers, you know, those kind of things, so that when you're going on the trip, planning it out, going, oh, let's go make sure we go see this antique store that's on the North Shore, those kind of things.
Let me ask you one more thing, Troy. You know, with all this craziness of BP going on and the oil spill, have you guys had people canceling trips to the Gulf? Have you?
Well, and for like places like Destin, Florida, and Tampa, the phones have stopped ringing. But that also, you know, like right now in Destin,
it also means you should go in the same sense, right?
Great deals.
Yeah.
You know, there's downsides to the place, because they are starting to get oil on some of the beaches, but like in Destin, Florida, they don't yet.
But you're also going to have the entire beach to yourself. I mean, with all these people canceling and not a lot of people going, you're going to be able to find a place that has the white sandy beach.
Yes.
So you have had
So there's some great deals going on for the Southeast U.S. and it's a tragedy that this is happening, but you know, in many ways it's opportunistic, which has both a good side and a bad side. We look at the opportunistics of the airlines and hotels, like, you know, Park City here, the lodging goes from $500 a night to $4,000 a night kind of thing, because they know they're going to sell out. So when you know that a place isn't selling out, make sure that ahead of time that you're planning and asking for those deals.
Any places that you would suggest if somebody was calling and saying, sky's the limit, I don't care if I'm driving somewhere, I don't care if I'm going to fly to some destination. Are there some places that are real hot spots right now?
Oh, there's so many great places. You know,
so many we can't talk about.
I mean, it's
Make
like,
me jealous.
Where do you want to go?
Make me envious.
I mean, like, Southeast Asia right now is gorgeous, and because of the political unrest, prices have come down. You have to be aware of where you're going, and you don't want to be in the middle of a riot.
But you could land a good deal.
You could land a phenomenal deal, and if you're going on one of like the cruise junks, oh wow, you know, it's just gorgeous.
So a lot of good places to go. You are just one of the travel agents with VacationRoost and VR Travel that people can actually call and get really good ideas and a lot of very, very helpful tips too.
Yes. We have some phenomenal travel experts, and in the weeks coming, we're going to do a show where we have a couple of our travel experts come in and tell you about some of their experiences.
Oh, good.
But we have some, you know, they all have very specific travel knowledge and travel expertise about different
Why don't
regions.
I work with you guys? Because I know that you send your agents to all of these places.
Yep. And we're going to take you to a couple of these places.
I know, I'm waiting for it.
We're going to make you work for us.
You are going to make me work for you, but it's okay. I'm going to land a really good vacation out of the deal, so I will work for you, Troy.
Yes.
But every single Tuesday, you can catch Troy Flagg in here with VacationRoost. Great tips. Go onto their website, VacationRoost.com. Whether you are looking to plan a ski vacation for next year or that beach vacation right now, there are a ton of great deals like Troy was saying. Just give them a call, and they can give you some great tips. Troy, as always, good to see ya.
Thank you. Have a great one.
We'll have Troy here next week, and we're going to continue with our 5-week planning, the booking, the flying. We're going to continue with our 5-week what you need to know before you go on a vacation. That'll all be next week.